It is Film Don't Lie on A2D Radio. We are back to recap week 4 of the NFL. And as always, we are brought to you by Alonzi Travel, specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Reach out to get a quote and start planning. My email is below, charles@alonzi-travel.com. Today, Walt Disney World dropped a new promo for the spring. So from February to July, I believe, they got deals on hotel rates and vacation package rates. So definitely hit me up if you're interested in going in the spring of next year. It's never too early to start planning. It's your boy Chucks. It's Pete, Mr. OGP. What's up, brother? How are you doing? I said this last night on Eagles Talk, but how are you feeling after the Eagles' victory that many are making it seem and feel like a loss? Are you happy about it? I know we're not going to cover the Eagles today, but like, how are you happy about it? Does it feel more like a loss to you? Where are you?
I mean, no, it's going to sound so cliche-ish, right? It almost sounds like I was a coach at one point in the league, but it's hard to win in the NFL. Mm-hmm. It's hard to win in the NFL, especially in a place in a time that you have not had success. Right. So the 3 out of the last 4 times you played them, and the one time you played them and you beat them, and when you had AJ Brown, I think that was home, if I'm not mistaken. That wasn't on the road. So the last 3 times you played in Tampa, you have not won against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We thought it was going to be a blowout, but they still have to put 60 minutes of football together. So there's always room for improvement, but we're not sitting here room for improvement like the Baltimore Ravens right now in 1-3. Obviously, due to injuries or 2-2. You know what I mean? So it's completely different. You're getting these wins while you're playing with your B game. And it's not even so much the B game. It was in that second half, and I know you probably hit on this on Eagles Talk yesterday, in that second half when they stopped rushing or sending extra pressure and they just start dropping 7 in coverage, what's the key to that? Running, being executed with the run game and maybe some screens, things of that nature. You have to execute, and they're winning and they're not executing. It's like, it sounds crazy. They're 4-0 this year. I think last year at this time they were 2-2 heading into the bye, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2-2. Yep.
And I feel like it's the same year. They don't have any losses. Like, for whatever reason, the first 4 or 5 games of the season, it doesn't look pretty. People are not happy. They may be disgruntled, what have you, but now they're winning and they have a 2-game lead in the division. Regardless of what the aspiration is to go back to back or to be the number 1 seed, you have to win your division first, and you're 2 games up on the division. So actually, I think because you're 2 games up on Washington, because Washington is 2-2. So that comes first, right? I think the AJ drama is overblown.
It's so overblown.
Fans are saying they want to trade him or this, that, and the third. Listen, man, he wants to be successful. He's being paid. Anybody who's being paid that amount of money and doesn't have the drive to want to be successful or be a part of the game plan or be involved, what am I deciding here running routes for? If I wanted that, I can just take a check and just go home. Yeah. That's not what he wants. I don't think that's what Jalen wants, but for whatever reason, on the fly, the adjustments are not coming fast enough, right? And it felt like that game was about to slip away. And it sounds crazy. I feel really good about the defense. We had a lot of questions about the defense coming into
it. Does not sound crazy at all. I feel awesome about the defense.
Yeah, like when you think about it, like, listen, they held the Rams last week to a scoreless second half, and then they held the Bucks to 23 points, regardless of no Mike Evans, things of that. And they're still the youngest defense average wise per year in the league. And so you think about, they gave up 20 to the Cowboys. I think the Chiefs had 20 as well, and Rams had 26, and the Bucks had 23. So you're averaging 20, 21 points allowed per game so far, and you're down your second quarter. Like, I mean, well, you may not even found your true second corner yet, but I'm just saying it's a lot of positives, but people don't like the way it looks. Proper English here. So I just don't get that. 1 game at a time. I mean, they could find themselves if they get over this hump Sunday, and it's a very winnable game against the Broncos, who played last night. Short week. I think it's a 1:00 game as well, if I'm not mistaken.
1:00.
So West Coast team, we'll get into one team that traveled East Coast from West Coast at 1:00 and gave a team their first win. Listen, this team can very easily be 5, 6, 7, 8-0 headed into the bye in week 9. It can realistically happen, and listen, it can realistically happen without them playing their peak football.
Yeah,
like they didn't play their peak football until the playoffs last year, and that's when it fucking matters the most.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yep, and
the schedule is tough as hell. So
to your point, it's September, and I said this on Eagles Talk. It's September. Yes. Things don't things that happen this early in any NFL year usually don't stick. Right. When it comes to the course of the year, course of the season, and the season long projections, like they don't stick. Like it's so early, and the team is going to figure stuff out. They deserve the benefit of that.
And 3 out of the 4 years that Sirianni has been the head coach, they've played better as the year goes on. 2023 was
aberration. Yeah,
right. That was not, but 22, 21, 22, 24. As the year went on, as they got deeper into the season, you didn't have these miscues, and it can happen. It just like we talked about, I am more concerned with why the run game isn't hitting, especially against light boxes. And this realistically, it's just what Jordan Mailata said. They're one block away. They're not executing, but guess what? They're getting doubles. If you've seen Tampa Bay treats their visiting teams like shit, I would say that. If you go back and look at that Mailata interview after the game, just pause it and look at the ceiling wherever they're at.
Yeah.
Boards and insulation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, there's another state. I remember another stadiums like that. Is it MetLife, where I saw a shot of their locker rooms, the visiting locker rooms? I'm like, oh my god! Or it might not have been MetLife.
Was it the old Commander Stadium? Well, that was just a shit show for both.
It might be. That might be it.
The FedEx. It was RFK, then it was FedEx Field.
It's bad. So, it's everything you said. Like I said a lot of it on Eagles Talk, but yeah, it's early. I'm not panicking, and yes, the AJ stuff is overblown. We're 4-0, and we went through a gauntlet of teams, and we're 4-0.
Teams that are combined 9-1, or like they're every team that we played so far, maybe outside of the Cowboys, and we don't know.
Outside of the Cowboys,
we don't know yet. 3 out of the 4 teams you played, they're probably going to make the playoffs.
They're good teams. They're good teams. I'm even just looking at record. Just looking at them, they're good teams. So it's
right. It's 3 out of 4. The Bucs, the Chiefs, and
the Rams.
And the Rams probably more likely than not will win their division.
Yeah, and then you got the Broncos who are in position to. So
yeah.
So that was a quick reactions to Eagles stuff. But yeah, let's dive into our first game of the film room, and we're going to talk about you mentioned a West Coast team traveling east
about 1:00, baby,
and not playing well in that 1:00 slate, and we're going to talk about the Chargers losing to the Giants in Jaxson Dart's debut game. So when we were discussing games to talk about, I think this was definitely off the bat one of the ones we wanted to discuss, and mainly because of the outcome. So you wanted to lead off with this, definitely. So I'll have you first. What is when you watch this game and you saw, we wrote down some of the plays, what is your first big takeaway from it?
You're looking at a QB probably doesn't throw it as good as Russell, but can play within the confines of the offense and run an actual offense, right? And that's what Jaxson Dart provided. Now, I think also on the other side of that, the Chargers and the offensive line issues, which haven't been presented up to this point, showed their ugly head last Sunday.
Joel going down like
right. We're already down Slater.
End of the first quarter or early second?
Yeah,
I forget where.
Already down with Sean Slater coming into the year. It's only so many blows with protection that you can take, right? And it's almost like the Giants on both sides of the ball got back to fundamentals, and they were able to operate within the system. Dable was actually opening up, or maybe he'd been already calling these plays, and Dart just executed, right? Like we'll look at the touchdown run here. But with that, win came a huge sacrifice for the rest of the season. Neighbors is done for the year.
Mhm.
That's so this may be promising on one side, right? But then it's like, damn, like what else could it be? Because now this kid, he's not going to be ready probably. I mean, preseason maybe, but he's not probably going to be 100% to probably second half of next year. You know, to where you can really trust it. So you hate to see it, you know, but it's one of those things.
Yeah, you mentioned.
Go ahead.
Dude, yeah, you mentioned the O line of the Chargers,
Mm-hmm.
and Joel going down. I believe it was first quarter. I know the first quarter. I think that was the single biggest impact on this game, because from that point moving forward, you really, and we talked about in our episode we did after week one. One of the things we talked about when we were talking about overreactions or legit, it was the Giants pass rush. And week one, they were nowhere to be found against Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
But this game, they showed like that talent, that D line, that pass rush showed out, and they absolutely took advantage of the banged up Chargers offensive line. Like so many of Justin Herbert's dropbacks from that, after Alt went down, he had no time. And I'm constantly looking, because I know Joe Alt went down. So when I was watching the film and the condensed version of the game, I was specifically looking out for, okay, like how is this O-line stacking up? And they were just getting beat left and right. Like that pass rush gave Justin Herbert no time in so many plays. And that was the biggest impact. That absolutely the biggest impact for, in terms of this game as a whole, from either side of the ball, or either team was that. So you talk about that, and I think the other thing that I really took away was, Dart, in terms of a passer, probably didn't do anything great. Like he had maybe like a couple throws that I'm like, okay, that's a really good throw. But overall, he didn't really do anything great as a passer. He was a little off target, turned down some plays. But at the same time, like maybe he's turning them down because the coaching staff, with this being his first game and him being a rookie, the coaching staff was probably like, if you're unsure, just take off. So they really did a good job of making sure he was able to make plays with his legs, not only through QB designed runs, but scrambling. Like if nothing was there, using his legs to make something happen, whether it be throwing downfield out of the pocket, or gaining yards for a first down. I forget how many, but there are definitely a couple or a few I saw where he picked up the first down himself. And so although he wasn't able to beat the Chargers with his arm or really pose a threat yet with his arm as a passer, it's his athletic ability as a runner that really showed
things that Russ just couldn't give you. But now you said it, like I think outside we saw promising things from Dart, but really the defense of the Giants with now for the rest of the season is probably going to have to be their strong suit. And that defensive line, they're going to have to carry the weight of their shoulders on them and get out to the quarterback. Now, easier said, it was a little easier because obviously Joe Alt went down. But also at the same time, it wasn't like the Chargers defense is nothing like this. Snide at either.
Leslie Minter is good. That Chargers defense is good. I think they just weren't. I don't want to say prepared, but
that 1 o'clock, baby.
I don't know how they just didn't do a good job of accounting for Dart's legs. You know what I mean? So which is surprising, because you would think that they would put more emphasis on that, because they know. Jesse Minter's he was a college.
He was the DC at Michigan.
Yeah. So it's not like he does. It's not like he doesn't know how to defend college, schemes and the read option and all that. I just he for some reason the Chargers defense just didn't defend it well. So those were the
23-18, 21-18.
21-18, I believe. Yeah.
21-18.
2018, yeah. So it's just I remember on Sunday, as you know, I'm watching the Eagles game and had Red Zone on, and I'm monitoring that, the score, and seeing things here and there on Red Zone. I'm like, when are the Chargers gonna just put them away? And it never happened. It never happened. And so a few other plays that really stood out to me. I mean, they had that Dexter Lawrence interception was just like a really good play by Dexter Lawrence. And then the other interception that Justin Herbert had in the third quarter, where I think it was Drew Phillips, he intercepts it. Like, that was just like bad luck, because you have the Chargers running a pick play, right? Yep. And on the pick play, because of it, McConkey falls down. And because McConkey falls down, Herbert is under pressure. So he has to get the ball out quick, and he's expecting McConkey to be there. He can't see that McConkey fell down. So he throws it, and it's just an easy interception for Phillips. So it was one of those things where the pass rush combined with just really bad luck resulted in a big turnover. So, plays like that really, really made the difference in this game. So, any other things before we get into the two plays from it?
No.
Cool. So the first one, let's talk about, like, I was debating pulling up that interception, but I did want, because we talked about Jaxson Dart, I did want to pull up his touchdown run, and it's a good design, and I like it because it's not your classic QB draw, and neither is it like an RPO. And like what it is, it's kind of like he has Jaxson Dart has a pass option if he wants it before the run option. So he has the option to pass the ball. If you see this on this 3-by-1 set, the three receivers to the bottom, they're going to run legit routes. And those are options for Jaxson Dart to really pull the trigger on if he doesn't like the box count, right?
Yeah, look how far that gap is. Look how far that gap, and then Scatterboo is a lead blocker. So I think he once right after snap, he was like, all right, I got a fullback pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
And untouched.
Yeah, so you have the receivers here. They're running routes, so that option is there. But I'm going to go to the end zone view here so we can kind of see it better. But yeah, like the numbers are there. So you got 6 in the box, and it's just like, math is math, right? You have 6 in the box. You've got one blocker for each defender, and it's just too easy. So
me and you probably could have scored on that.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. Scatterbo, lead blocker. It's just way too easy. Goes down. I mean, I'm not saying like I think Jaxson Dart again. They don't call this if Jaxson Dart doesn't have the running ability that he does. But yeah, it's just very, very well designed, very timely called, and executed very perfectly. And Jaxson Dart's able to open up the scoring with his first touchdown as as a pro, as a New York Giant. So very good design overall, and plays like this are a big reason why the Giants were able to upset the Chargers at home. So anything else you had for it?
No, I mean, good recognition by Jaxson Dart, good play call. Bad defense by Minter. I don't know what the objective was here. But not to say bad defense, but based on what the Giants presented with the 3-by-1 set to spread everything else out and the shotgun, you had to be there for that's just a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of space.
First and 10, it was first and 10 at the 15.
Yeah.
So they really spread it out to to maybe get this. Maybe they probably spread it out to get this type of box count, with it being on the 15 on first and 10. So
and that's the only thing I would say, just the safety depth. Like, this is a rookie quarterback. Like, he would the cushion. He would almost make me like he has to, for me to give him that type of respect. He has to prove it to me. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like you said, 6 in the box. It's a very, very light box. And I don't know what the safety responsibility is here. It looks like this back safety closest to us, near side of the field. His job is to pick up neighbors at some point going across. Let's see here. That's a linebacker underneath. So It's a good play call. This is the wrong defense for this play call because it's just played right into their hands.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So good stuff by the Giants. I think very this one, and this is after, I believe this came after they were backed up in their own end zone too. Like they drove the field. And the other point I was going to make too was that, with Neighbors now out, like for them to have success on offense, they're going to have to lean on that run game with that duo run game with
Tracy and Scott.
Tracy's out for
Tracy's out.
Yeah, he got hurt last week. So Scatterbo and Dart, they're good. It's gonna have to be them two leading that power, QB running back run game, and then also Theo Johnson's playing ball for them too. So it's what offense you're gonna get with them.
Right.
They're going to be a run first offense, and they're gonna try to just have Dart make plays with his legs. So that's what they're gonna have to do for her from here on out. But with that defense, if they can pull up those types of performances, they're going to be able to pull that off.
Yes.
So I won't be worried.
I agree.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to highlight, despite the loss, there were some good things that the Chargers did this game, and one of them was Omarion Hampton. This week, rookie running backs, this was the breakout week for a ton of rookie running backs putting up good numbers, but Omarion Hampton, with Najee Harris out, he balled out, and he had 128 carries, or 128 rushing yards on 12 carries, and then accompanying that with 37 yards receiving on 5 receptions. And this one run, there's not much to really break down, but I wanted to show it because it was just a really impressive display of strength.
He had very good burst after the catch.
Oh no, this is the run.
Oh, this is a run.
This is the run. So yeah, this is out of this is zone run, and then you have him here. Hold on, there. So zone run, and then he's gonna see all this garbage, and he's just gonna bounce it. But it's just this is all just strength and leg drive. I love that. Let me rewind a little bit because I love the bend and the leverage he gets on contact with number 21 here. Look how low he gets. Yeah. And again, this is not a small running, a short running back. Omarion Hampton is pretty tall, but I like that he gets low to get that leverage, and then the leg drive here, and then he just keeps churning. This is strength. This is all just muscle strength and leg drive. So this goes for 18 yards, 18-yard pickup, just doing that most of the way. You're not going to see a lot of running backs be able to do that. One of them is probably the running back on the other side, on the Giants. Scatterbo is probably someone you would expect to do this, but Hampton is absolutely a beast in his own right. I think Hampton's better than Scatterbo, but yeah, this is impressive stuff by the rookie. So I wanted to highlight that and say, hey, he's going to be fine. I know there were some people worrying about his slow start, but I am not worried. He's going to be a really good running back for the Chargers. So that was a silver lining coming out of that loss is the emergence of Omarion Hampton and his breakout game. So good job by them. Any other takeaways from Chargers Giants before we move on to the second game?
No, it's one of those games in the vacuum where a lot of extenuating things happen. So what do you really take away from it, right? As far as what can you count on moving forward? Because obviously Joe Alt went down. I'm not sure what his injury status is moving forward for the rest of the season. Obviously, we know Neighbors is out for the rest of the season. So the Giants have something to build upon. They got their first win of the season. Rely on that run game. They're going to have to rely on the trenches. They have to rely up front on both sides, where the defensive line and offensive line, run game, and then fundamentals, and go from there. Yep. I mean, because now you got Slayton, Wandale Robinson. Who's their tight end? Is that Theo?
Theo Johnson, yeah. And he's been playing well for them. So
their schedule should be somewhat on the easier side. So we'll see.
We shall see. I mean, they play. You say easier side, but they do play us 2 out of the next 4 weeks because we play.
Besides us,
we play Broncos and then Giants. Another game and then Giants. So it's
I think it's Broncos, Giants, Vikings, Giants.
Yeah. So they got us 2 out of the next 4 weeks. So they're really going to get tested. All right, so then the next game we're going to talk about, a really good matchup between two really good teams. One that we kind of expected going into the season, and one that we didn't. Colts
Jones, baby.
Rams. Colts Rams. And if you watch this game, this was a tight battle throughout, and credit to both teams for providing like a really, really good game. A hard fought going back and forth, and came down to the very end. So
came down to the Colts not being able to count how many men they have on the field.
That too, yeah, that too. Absolutely. And
can't guard 11 with 10.
There's also a certain person I'll get to in a little bit that kind of you can say is the GOAT, and I say GOAT in not a good way of the game. But
number 10.
But let's start positive first. On the Rams side, I will say that I'm going to talk about after we cover this game. I'm going to talk about someone who would get my vote for Offensive Player of the Year. But the other candidate so far that seems to be the favorite is one Puka Nacua, and Puka Nacua right now is playing like the best wide receiver in the league. He is doing everything that you can think of, catching screens, running the ball, catching balls downfield, deep. Like he's doing everything, and he's unstoppable. I mean, in the first half, he had 112 yards and on 7 catches.
I think he had like what, 20 catches? No.
For the year or for the game?
No, because I think in my fantasy he gave me like 38 points. It was ridiculous. It was his stat line was crazy. But here's my only thing with Puka. Could he do that if he wasn't in McVay's offense? That's why I don't think he gets the credit, because he's constantly moving, which is credit to McVay, mismatches, different gaps. But could he play the wide receiver position like AJ? Could he be not as successful, but could he win one-on-one and press man?
I believe now he can. I believe when he was a rookie.
But
now he can.
Yes.
He's developed that part of his game. I think that his production, his stats wouldn't be what they were for most teams. Like if he was on different teams for the most part. I think the Rams are one of those offenses where they know how to use him, or they know that, hey, they can use him in multiple ways to really maximize his skill set. So the stats might not be the same, but I think the skill, like his level of play, the type of player he is, would have been the same. Like I think that he, coming out the draft, he was someone who had the talent. He just flew under the radar, and we saw it right off the bat. And I think that development and him being able to go from someone who was just good against zone to someone who, even like toward the end of his rookie year, he started to learn how to beat man coverage. So he's just really developed, and I think no matter where you put him in regards to like what offense you put in, he'd still be the receiver he is.
And then now that's the difference. Like the reason why they moved on from Cooper, there's some overlap there between him and Puka, but now you got Devontae, who we just talked about. Devontae's made his whole career. Hey, you can press man me, play me, zone, what have you. My footwork and my speed and my skills, I'm going to get myself open. And even when you think I'm not open, my hands are so good that I'm still open. And so that's kind of that balance to what Puka brings. It's with all that being said, Colts probably should have won the game.
They should have won the game. They should have won the
game. We praised the Rams so far. Stafford, once again, Hall of Fame quarterback. I know we're probably higher on Stafford all time than most, but the Colts should have won the game. And so
Colts should have won the game.
Colts should have won the game.
It's bad. I mean, like if I'm going down the line, I mean, my overall takeaway from the game is that, again, these are two really good teams. I think the Colts have proven now, and I know it's September, and I said that earlier that in September things usually don't stick, but I also think that you can see that you can have faith that the Colts are at least going to be in that playoff hunt. They are like a playoff caliber team. They are good. Like Daniel Jones is playing really well. This isn't a thing where the scheme is masking his deficiencies and he's hiding behind the scheme and the skill players. No, he himself is playing really, really well. So we talked already about the Colts offensive skill players. They have so much talent across the board. Jonathan Taylor is elite, and Tyler Warren is a beast. Everything that they expected him to be. So there's so much overall from the Colts you can be positive about. So despite the loss, I would feel good even with AD Mitchell.
AFC South divisional race, man. You got 3-1 Jaguars, 3-1 Colts, and the Texans got their first win. And lo and behold, minus Chauncey, they defense played better soundly. Yeah. I mean, sometimes if the talent is talent, but the talent ain't listening, or the talent is out of place, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, on the Rams side, I think there are a few things. Like, for the Colts, real quick, one of the biggest plays of the game that didn't turn out to be like a game turning point because the Colts lost, but what could have been Mike Hilton's forced fumble when he came in on that cornerback blitz, and he blew up the mesh point and forced that fumble. That was a phenomenal play. Phenomenal play by a veteran. So I wanted to shout out that play because that was awesome. That was 100% like a high impact potential game turning play. And despite the loss, I wanted to talk about that and give him props for that. But yeah, for the Rams side, we talked about Nakua. Devontae Adams is doing his Devontae Adams things. He caught another touchdown pass. Kyren Williams had a great game today, or not today, but he had a great game against the Colts. Blake Corum is consistently seeing a decent workload still, which is cool to see because he didn't get anything last year, but now he really is getting a few touches a game, as the RB2 behind Kyren to spell him, and he had 2 bad drops. And receiving was never really his forte as a prospect. So he had 2 bad drops, but despite that, he is still playing well, and he does a good job of providing some things. He is a little bit more explosive than Kyren, I think. Like when you go from Kyren to Corum, like you can see just another level of juice. And Corum's not like the fastest or most explosive running back, but compared to Kyren, I think he does have a little bit more juice than Kyren, and he still has really great vision. So like he really provides a nice boost when Kyren has to come out the game. So it's good job by Corum. I'm glad he's getting some looks. But aside from that, the only other thing I have to talk about is, like I said, the GOAT. AD Mitchell, that's probably one of the worst, like one of the worst games in terms of getting the blame from a wide receiver that I've seen. Like, I'd say there were 3 plays where he negatively impacted his team. The first one was the Daniel Jones interception, and if you saw it, like, let me know your thoughts, because at first people would think like, oh, Daniel Jones like underthrew this, and maybe he did a little bit,
right?
But I think Mitchell should have done a better job.
Whereas the receiver has to become the defender.
Yes, he drifted a little bit too much and was like he let the defender get that interception. Or who was it, Hitchens? So like he let the defender undercut the pass, and I think he has to have better attack the ball better in the air there. So maybe they're both at fault, but Mitchell definitely should have done a better job there. But yeah, I don't know if you agree or not with.
No, as we used to talk about this, how there's on the Eagles talk show. There's a couple interceptions where you said like I don't know if it's the Devontae, maybe it's Quez Watkins. That used to be like a Quez thing all the time. Where you can see it, you have to now become a DB.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, get your body position. You have to become a DB, and
you gotta work back to the ball, and you gotta like.
That's bad enough for one play in the game. Buddy said, "You know what? I'm gonna do more damage.
I'm gonna do more, and like that It's so unfortunate because his catch that he has on this play was so impressive. And as he's pulling away and running down the sideline, I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm like, that is one of the best receptions we're going to see all year. That was awesome. Yep. And then in one split second, it goes all the way. And you could absolutely tell by his reaction how he's chasing after the ball in the end zone that he knew. He knew immediately that it was a fumble. Yeah. Like I'm not condemning him and saying that like this play is going to define his career and he will now be a bust, because we've seen Deshaun Jackson make bonehead plays like that. He did it in college, and he did it with the Eagles
17 years ago now.
Yeah, was it 2008?
His rookie year was 08 or 09.
Yeah, 08.
His rookie year, 17 years.
Yeah. Yeah, rookie year. Oh yeah, because that's when he went to the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
Yeah. So Deshaun did it. His
Kevin Curtis. Sorry, I'm sorry.
He did. Yeah, he did it. His rookie year. So I mean, Deshaun Jackson obviously we know is fine. So it's not condemning it, but like, and he's not. AD Mitchell's not the first or the last to do this. Right. But like, I don't understand why players insist on doing this stuff before they get into the end zone. Like, it's the most boneheaded and selfish thing I just think
they get caught up in the moment. But you just kind of gotta act like you've been there before. Wait until you get in. Wait until you see like you're on something that has a logo.
Yeah.
Then celebrate. You know, your job isn't to halfway finish something. And that, like you said, it's not a defining moment to his career, but this game single-handedly will show like maybe patterns of behavior, lapse of judgment. And I mean, that's 2 strikes. The third strike, he didn't really have to do it.
He didn't do it. He didn't have to do it. And we'll bring it up right now. He didn't have to do it. And so like, I'm watching this over and over, right? I'm watching this over and over. And let's first, Jonathan Taylor is a beast. This is
he's had some runs this year where I'm just like, he's Jonathan Taylor from 2 years ago.
Yeah, like this is unbelievable by Jonathan Taylor again. And this isn't the first like crazy touchdown run he's had. But here's AD Mitchell at the bottom of the screen, right? Yep. Right there, the bottom of the screen. All he has to do is seal the defender, a seal block, and like even. I honestly think if he just stands there,
just keeps him upright.
He doesn't have to push him back, doesn't do anything. If he just stands there, I still think this is a touchdown. I believe, like maybe people see it differently, and
he knows it. Look, so when Jonathan Taylor's at like the 20-yard line, AD is already looking back because he saw the laundry on the field, and he's like, "Oh shit! Like this is coming back."
Yeah, like. Just stay there. Like he's right there. Just stand there. Just go stand in front of him. You don't have to yank him. And even like I said, if he doesn't do that, I still think Jonathan Taylor scores. And maybe other people say it differently. Maybe people will say, well, the defender would have shed the block and made an impact on this running lane. Possible. We can't say for sure, but I still think there's all AD Mitchell has to do is just stand there and seal him off, and I think Jonathan Taylor still scores. I believe that, and so it's just regardless of what side you fall on, it still looks really bad on AD Mitchell's part. The fact that a go-ahead touchdown run like that with 2.5 minutes left, and you get flagged to nullify it. That's just like icing on the cake. So. Yeah, it's not a good look for AD Mitchell. Those 3 plays at all. Like the first one, okay, like not a huge deal. The second one was egregious.
Literally, he single-handedly took 14 points off the board.
Yeah,
I think took 12, 6 and 6.
6 and 6, yeah.
You took 12. One player took 12 points off the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and didn't help. To cause an interception. I don't know. Yeah. So those are high impact negative plays. And even if he doesn't do one of them,
Yeah.
The Colts probably win this game. Just one. Just one. It's oh my God. I'm rooting for the kid though. Like I hope he learns from this.
A lonely plane ride back.
I know, yeah. And you like I would figure he knows it, and like it's probably really tough. So I'm rooting for the kid to bounce back, and I hope he learns from this. And it would be awesome if he has a great career after this and all that. But it's such a bad look, and he's got to be able to learn from it. He has to. So, don't let to get in the head. But the other play I want to talk about for the Rams side, we don't do much defense on here because defense is not my forte. We will every once in a while, but bro. Jared Verse, are you kidding me?
Cool. Now, granted,
if you're watching this, you don't see where Jared Verse is right here. He's number 8. He's lined up as a linebacker here. Okay. And if you haven't seen this already, this is just not fair. This is I don't know what center in the league would be able to take that.
Not from that, and that's the thing. Not from that far out. And I'm surprised Daniel Jones didn't see this and try to hard snap the count, because the center is out to try. Like, he's literally 5 yards away. He backs up to get another. He's almost 10 yards away.
And he times it. He times it perfectly. And
he was almost like he was getting a handoff.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And even when on regular downs, when he's not getting a running head start, even on those, his bull rush is insane. His speed to power already without that 5-yard head start.
Those workouts for AD, man,
is astronomical. But giving him a 5-yard running start to add to that, oh my God, I can't. This is just.
I don't know what Daniel Jones was looking at.
I don't know. I don't know.
Switch to something to change protection. Do something.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to look at Daniel Jones right now. Does he just not?
He doesn't see
that he's gonna. Maybe he thinks Jared Verse isn't really gonna come in, but I mean, it's an edge defender standing up as the middle linebacker,
right over top of your center,
right over top of you. I think you'd have to suspect or take into account that he's probably coming in on a blitz. He's not going to play coverage. So, I don't know who the center was for the Colts. I feel so bad. I don't know what center would be.
I don't know any DE that gets that much of a head start on any center that's not going backwards. It's just physics. We talked about math earlier, and just numbers. That's just, there's more force moving at a faster rate.
Yep.
That has momentum.
For a guy whose bull rush and speed to power is already elite. It's already elite. And then you add the 5-yard head start on top of that. That's just insane. That's not fair. So you've seen plays like that, and Jared Verse also had that strip sack toward the end of the game to essentially all but seal the game. So he had a wonderful game, but stuff that doesn't show up on the stats sheet like this, if you've been watching Jared Verse, he is a beast. I know there's no replacing Aaron Donald because Aaron Donald is generational, but the Rams did a good job doing their best in finding another elite defensive lineman, because Jared Verse is absolutely next. He's one of the future stars at the position. So it's not even just star. He's a future superstar. Even if he's not already turning into one. So yeah, Jared Verse is unreal. It's unreal what he's been able to do. So that was nuts. That was insane. Yeah. I had to show that.
It's the call, the timing, the lack of awareness from the quarterback, everything just matched up.
Yep.
I'm surprised Jones in the New York Giants uniform. That'd probably be a turnover.
Right. I think so too. All right. So let's get to our last film room segment, and we're not going to dive deep into the game, but I did want to. I said when we were recapping the Rams-Colts game that Nakua is in consideration. Probably one of the people's favorite too for offensive player of the year. My pick would go to this guy. Would be number 7 on the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan Robinson is having a year. He's having a year, and against the Commanders, he had
decent run defense.
What's up?
Decent run defense.
He had 75 yards rushing on 17 carries and a touchdown. But he also had 106 yards receiving on 4 catches. This is you remember Saquon talking about Bijan when
he says like he's next.
He's next. He said he's next.
He's the next one.
He said also there's no one that has better cuts than Bijan. And I 1000% agree with Saquon Barkley. And I'm going to show I had other clips that are posted on my Twitter. So if you're watching, you want to check out more of my breakdowns and more of my clips of Bijan or any running backs, just check out my Twitter. But his footwork is
I mean, there's just the one cut that we have, the one play we're going to look at, I believe. It doesn't look like he touches the bottom of his feet. Like he's on the balls of his feet the whole time.
Balls of his feet, and like it's awesome. Like I think so on this outside zone run, what is amazing is he's going to stick on this diagonal path, but he's going to work his way around the number 39 and around that block. But it looks so effortless, as if like it's so seamless, as if like it doesn't bother him at all. It's just like, all right, he's there. I'm just going to easily go around it. And the ability to smoothly string together those two cuts and really not lose not lose much momentum. And to accelerate out of it like that, it's so rare to be able to cut like that. And he makes another cut inside on, I think that's Bobby Wagner, but like, yeah, this is it's not that other running backs wouldn't be able to do this. It's the way he looks when he's doing it. Again, it looks so natural and seamless. It's
Was this the same drive as his touchdown run?
I do not think so. I think it's separate, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that's right, because the first touchdown was to Drake London.
Yeah. So I think it's separate. But yeah, the cuts there are insane. But this is his touchdown run here. And we talk about footwork behind the line of scrimmage. And I'll let this play out first so viewers can see.
It's like he's galloping, bro. Like
it's so smooth. For a guy his size, that's not, again, it's a guy moving like that at his size, it's Saquon-esque, and it's insane. Like so we talk about here, I talk about footwork behind the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're operating behind the line of scrimmage, like footwork is so important when you're tying it in with your vision, because there are a lot of running backs whose footwork won't really be efficient. Like they'll make either a cut that's too wide or too drastic, too much space, or they'll make a cut where they won't cover enough space to get into the other gap. Look at the rhythm and pacing that Bijan has here before he gets upfield. Like it's like poetry. Like you would think, like you see like these running backs train right in the offseason and they're running around cones. It looks like he's just doing a cone drill.
He sets it up to, like, you can kind of see he sees a lane. As soon as he gets the ball, he knows he can probably get 4 or 5 yards if he just goes straight and takes that first lane and he sees. But the vision, he literally sets up the cutback block on his own right here. Cut black, boom, because he know he has 71 come crashing down. Mm-hmm. So he sees that first initial hole. All right, 4, 5, 6 yards. If it was a tighter game, I just take that. But I know if I set this up, I have this cutback lane.
This cutback here, and then look, you see how like that hop step, and immediately he's getting downfield. Immediately, so he knows. So like a lot of running backs, they'll make this cut, and they'll not get immediately up. So like they
Right.
won't be able to string those cuts together, but Bijan is able to just seamlessly in a rhythm just get up there. And then once he's in that second level, the contact balance and the strength to just fight through. I think that's like 3 defenders whose tackles he sheds. That's just, you have the footwork and now you have the power or the strength and the contact balance. That's special. That is absolutely special. It's footwork behind the line of scrimmage to set up blocks, to tie it in with your vision is so important. And when you watch a lot of running backs, like you don't really see that a lot. And being able to put that together, one of the other running backs that I thought was elite at it too before was Nick Chubb. You had Nick Chubb who's in his prime.
Yeah.
The footwork and the vision to be able to do stuff like this. That was another running back who was awesome at it. But I think with Bijan, he's even more physically gifted than Nick Chubb was.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to watch. But not only to like Bijan's run, what he's able to do as a runner, obviously, what he's ever able to do as a receiver. I mentioned he had 106 yards receiving. I am very happy that the Atlanta Falcons decide or like they make it an emphasis to use him as a receiver and not just a runner.
Too much space.
They're maximizing
too much space, buddy.
And this is a really good design too. This is
Yes.
obviously designed for Bijan, but you look at the bottom 2 receivers. This is like a double pick, and they're going to isolate the linebacker that has man coverage on Bijan. And as you see here, he's going to motion in, and then
is it Bobby Wagner? Do they think Bobby Wagner really could do that?
I think even without the pick, I don't think Bobby Wagner is going to get there. But the picks, the 2 picks here, obviously do just make sure it doesn't happen. So I mean, you have him; he has to work through these 2 receivers. I don't know who this one is, but that's Drake London, the other one at the bottom. But that linebacker has to work through both of this, and that's just going to open up so much space for Bijan. This is just pitch and catch almost, and just he's out the block. I think Bijan made a joke after the game that he's gonna get fined by his teammates for getting caught from behind.
Dude, I was like, I don't know why he didn't cut it back to the midfield to score. He could have.
He could have. I would have. Maybe he thought that he didn't need to. Maybe he thought that like, hey, I'm going to outrun him, and then he just he wasn't able to. But I mean, I always say as a running back, they cut it back if you need to, if you can. But hey, regardless, amazing. But the other rep I want to show here, like he's still he's in the backfield, but he's spaced out to the left of the formation. I'll rewind a little bit more. So you see him here, and this is going to give him a better angle, better leverage to set up this option route. But it's not necessarily the route, but look at him go up. That's a receiver, bro. Like, that is a receiver. He looks like a receiver to be able to go up. And I'll pause it right when he gets the ball. But, like, this is receiver type stuff. To be able to extend. And remember in week 1, we talked about Saquon. I talked about running backs' ability to catch the ball away from their frame. This is Bijan's another one of them. To be able to go up and snatch it like that, boom. The Falcons are doing the right thing in making sure he's used as a receiver too, because that
they got Pitts involved, they got London involved, and now with Penix, his mechanics, if you can figure it out and be more consistent, it may have something to say in the NFC South.
Yeah. Penix had a really bad game. I forget what was it against the Panthers, but he bounced back. Yeah. He bounced back against the against the Panthers, but he bounced back against the Commanders. So yeah, they were wrong. So Bijan highlight. I might be in the minority when I say he'd get my vote for Offensive Player of the Year so far. Early candidate, but I stick by it. It's just he is already like tier 1 elite. Just he's up there. He's so good. So, all right, no huddle before we wrap it up. First one I have. We talked a little bit about it in our chat, because I know you posed a question, so we'll kind of just continue that a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
man, Packers Cowboys, 40-40 tie, no defense.
40 club.
This felt more though like a loss for the Packers than anything. Like I think this is more so of a bad look for the Packers than it is a good look. I do want I do give credit to the Cowboys offense because I think Dak played out of his mind, and credit to him and credit to Pickens, who is an ultra talent at wide receiver as well. So they played so well, and so I want to take that into account and give them their credit. But the Packers defense is like they have concerns. If there's one concern I have about them, because overall I'm not worried about them. I still think they're going to show to be one of
Their
the
weakness was exposed on Sunday.
weakness in the secondary was exposed. So that would be my one takeaway from this game for the Packers, just that they've got to do something about the cornerbacks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But like, what is your thoughts on that?
I kind of, that's why I posed the question. Like, from this game, what do we take away from it? Did we take away the Cowboys may not be as bad as we thought, or because they scored 40? But if I'm a Packers fan as well, I kind of know, like, all right, I'm down to my third string corner, and we still put up 40, right? But it's a tie, so it's not purgatory, so it's not the middle of the road. But it's kind of made you that aware, like, okay, maybe we have some things we need to fix, right? Because you come out the loss to the Cleveland Browns last week, and I mean, hey, the Cleveland Browns defense was decent, but your NFC North rivals put up 34 on them. You know what I mean? So it's more so Packers have more work to do. We'll see if Dallas, if it's real, if it's legit or not. You know, we'll see if it's legit. Like I said, they have to do it outside of Jerry World. They're a completely different team when you're playing in Jerry World.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I'm them, I'm taking some things. I'm like, okay, this is good work. Like you said, Javonte Williams, how they're able to run the ball effectively.
Mm-hmm.
No CD Lamb. Didn't stop the passing offense.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They relied on Jake Ferguson. They relied on Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
The Packers, I think they'll be all right. Dallas may be able to sneak in as a wild card team. I mean, they're not catching the Eagles for the division. I tell you that.
Yeah, I still don't know. I can't say overall that what the Cowboys have been doing surprises me. They're pretty much exactly. I mean, they don't have Lamb, so that right. Different. But I think overall they're still what I expected them to be. Their offense is going to have to carry them, and their offense is able to. I think they have the talent. So that doesn't surprise me, and the defense doesn't surprise me. I said it without Micah, this could be the worst defense in the league, and I think it's showing it. And I don't know what they could do. Them in Cincinnati, yeah. So,
but it's crazy because like they go back to the Jerry World part, right? Don't get me wrong, Packers decent. They put up 40. The week before, you played the Bears, and your offense didn't look like that. I mean, the game got kind of a little out of hand early, but it didn't look like that.
Yeah, outside of Jerry.
She just said, like, you take them out of Texas, and they
different. I hear you. I mean, that's a fair point. Point, and I think that just goes into I don't think that if you were to ask me to re-rank my predictions for the NFC East, I wouldn't change a thing yet. I still wouldn't change. I think the Cowboys are last. I don't. Again, to ask that offense to carry them to the lengths that they have to make up for the deficiencies on the defense, I don't think they're going to be able to win enough games that way. And you're adding the factor, like you said, on the road the offense is different. So if you're adding the factor in that if that offense is only going to be high octane at home, like, how many games are they going to win? So, you know, they have a game like this at home where they're able to pull off a 40-40 tie, and kudos to them. But the problems are what they are. Nothing has really that's come out to me. So, or nothing has really surprised me so far. Anything you have for No Huddle before I get to my second one?
Hey man, listen. I don't know when the last time the Bears got 1-2 games in a row.
Hey, look at that! And this was an ugly game.
Yep.
They weren't really playing that well on offense or defense, I'd say.
Yep.
They had some takeaways. But yeah, that end of the game drive, Caleb Williams driving down, and the go-ahead touchdown. So
yeah, I mean, and Dunze is
legit.
It's good to see. It's good to see. It's good to see because Caleb, for right, wrong, or different, some of his own doing, some obviously not unjustified. It's starting to prove people wrong. No, starting to show that, hey, I am that guy. Like, I am this person, right? Like, I am what they say I am, right? So just wanted to keep building. And like I said, we said it. If the Bears can play halfway decent, NFC North may be one of the toughest divisions in football. And
yeah, because I don't think they're going to. I think we'd agree that we don't think the Bears are going to overtake the Lions or the Packers, but they're going to put up a fight. I think toward the end of the year. I think they're not going to be a cakewalk. I think they're going to make things tough. So we said it last week when we highlighted that game is that they're going to still be bumps on the road for the Bears offense, and it's not going to be all like perfect. It's not going to get better at each and every week, but overall, that improvement, you're seeing it. And I think this is a good win for them in the sense that, like, I know there are some Bears fans that are like, it still doesn't look good, blah, blah, blah. But hey, this is a type of win you would not have won under Matt Eberflus. You would have found a way to lose this game.
And especially to win it with special teams.
Yes. Yep.
And it's fans got to get out of this idea of what it looks like if you don't know what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like if you don't know what you're looking at, I mean, there's guys that have national or have weekly or daily TV hits. They can't tell me what press man coverage is. They can't tell me what quarters is. They can't tell me what cover 3 is or cover 4. You know what I mean? Or cover half. But yet, they have this platform. So I will say for No Huddle that Steelers may be legit. The defense is starting.
The defense is coming along. Yeah.
The defense is coming along. And I don't know, maybe Rodgers has one last dance in him. We'll see.
Maybe. I mean, they're going to be at least 500. So
I think at this point, with the injuries that the Ravens have,
that was my other thing. Yep.
That I think it's going to be the Steelers' division to lose
because you have the Bengals are not going to be in it.
And they have. I think they have. So the Bengals are 2-2, surprisingly, thanks to Jacksonville giving them week 2, and then Ravens and the Ravens and the Browns have the same record through 4 games. Who would have thought that?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
And the Browns are about to switch quarterbacks. So, I mean, who knows what that's going to happen.
At this point, they might as well rip the Band-Aid off and go to Shador. They're
going to go Gabriel first.
That's what they said. They're going Dylan Gabriel first. I'm just like, all right, you want to excite the fan base? Just might as well just go to Shador at this point.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how Gabriel does. It sort of depends on. But yeah, with the AFC North looking as it is, the Steelers might come away with it, but not because they're a juggernaut, but because just the division and the standings.
Whatever, it's injuries.
But, injuries. The Ravens are decimated on the defensive side, decimated, and Lamar's is already ruled out for week 5. So that's really bad. I don't know how. It might get really bad for the Ravens this year. It might just be not like a rebuild year, but more of this just isn't our year.
Right.
Let's take a year and regroup for next year. Just like a regroup, which is kind of insane, because they were one of the odds-on favorites to win their Super Bowl. They're
just thin. They don't have a lot of depth.
Yeah.
They just don't have the depth behind their first string guys, especially on defense, especially in the front 7.
Yeah.
In the front 7, they just don't have it.
It's so unfortunate to be hit with injuries like that. But my last one for No Huddle, things change quickly for players. And we talked about AD Mitchell, how he's had a really bad, horrific game. The past 2 games for Marvin Harrison Jr. Game and a half. I'll say past game and a half. Things were bad. things were really, really bad. No, I'd say two. I'd say 2.5, because like weeks 2 and 3 where he wasn't doing much, and then like the first half of week 4, and then remember they played on Thursday Night Football against the Seahawks. So
and he was struggling.
He was struggling. He dropped that one ball. He dropped that one ball, which led to an interception. And things just it looked bad. You had people online saying he's already a bust. He's everyone's saying he's got no confidence, and rightfully so. Like he probably doesn't have any confidence. At that point, he didn't have any confidence in himself. Like he's just, you could kind of see his body language. But then catching that touchdown pass, and you saw
the manner way he caught it.
The manner way he caught it, his reaction of just going down on one knee, and just you could tell how relieved he was. And he had another.
He can
exhale. Yeah. So, I have him in my one dynasty league, and I was flirting with the idea of trading him in my one dynasty league, and like because I'm in win now mode in that league. I'm one of the contenders. I have one of the best teams. So I'm like, I don't have the patience to wait on him. I need like a contributing wide receiver right now. But after that game, I'm like, you know what? Because how fantasy football, like the way I see it is, I like having players I want to root for too. Like I don't want. I think that puts
help it.
I want to hang on to Marvin Harrison Jr. because now I'm invested. I want to see him bounce back. I really want, like, people, and remember, Pete, one of our first episodes, we went into this whole conversation about how people were labeling Caleb Williams a bust already, but then they weren't looking at Marvin Harrison, who didn't put up the type of year.
Didn't have the impact that we expected.
The impact that we expected for another wide receiver who was labeled as generational, right? So he was like having those expectations and struggling the way he did out the gate. I want to see him really go on a tear from here on out. Now, will it happen this year? I have my reservations. I still don't think Kyler is the right quarterback for him. So I think as long as Kyler is there, I think his ceiling is capped in terms of stats.
Okay.
Because I don't think Kyler can see him when he's running these crossers in the middle of the field, which is one of the best routes that he runs. So like, I don't think Kyler is the right quarterback for him, but I still think he can have a great impact and show that he's one of the better receivers in the league, regardless. So I'm rooting for him. I think that he's now. You would hope that he's got the monkey off his back a little bit, and he can breathe and just play ball. And I think Jackson Smith and Jigba, before that game, he was being interviewed, and he said like, he believes in Marvin Harrison Jr. and he thinks Marvin just has the yips, and every receiver goes through it, and he said that he believes Marvin will be fine. So. I still think that regardless of what analysts say, because I know there are a lot of analysts out there that already are willing to say, yeah, Marvin probably shouldn't have been as hyped as he was. He was probably overhyped. He was probably blah, blah, blah. I'm not willing to let go of that. I still think Marvin has the potential to be the best out of his draft class, and that's saying a lot with a draft class with Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. and McConkey. I still think he has elite, like top 3 receiver in league potential or higher. So I'm rooting for him.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Pete, any other thoughts before we close up?
No, sir. Let's shut it down.
All right, shut it down. For those who checked us out today, we appreciate it. If you, like we always say, if you have any requests for film you want us to break down, hit us up. You know where to find us. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, Chuck's Moranin. Pete's on Twitter occasionally, that boy Freeze. And you'll see it. You'll find in the info where you can find our socials.
Look at the descriptions.
You'll find our socials there. But for myself, for OGP, for the rest of A2D, we will see you same time next week. And until then, enjoy NFL Week 5. And we will see you same time, same place next week. Peace out.
Live long, prosper. Peace.